Hey guys, Regan Thompson here. I'm at Syndicate Street Stall, sitting on the Syndicate couch. It's been a couple of weeks, but we're going to do a compare the pair. Well, not a couple of weeks, a couple of days. A couple of weeks since we compared decks. Last time Reese compared bars, the Apex Bowl bars and the Envy Reaper bars. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. But anyway, I'll carry on. Today we're going to compare the pair and run some notes between the Apex deck and the Unfair Scooters Boulevard deck. So, just straight up, we'll go from the top, work our way down. Well, this one, if I pull this little rubber band off, we've actually got, because it's the Robbie Menzies signature, it's got a signature R Menzies sticker and an Apex sticker. We've got Robbie Menzies laser etched on the side, as well as a cutout on the front, whereas the Unfair Boulevard deck, it's got no cutout on the front, but the laser etched Unfair logo on it. Just for forks, we'll have a measure up. We've got 110 mil, 111 centimeters from top to bottom of that one, whereas the Unfair one is 100. So, running your forks through this and into a SCS, more chance of needing spacers, depending exactly what the forks are, but yeah, more chance of needing spacers or needing more spacers than if you're running SCS on the Apex deck. A lot of people run the Apex decks actually run the Apex HIC and the HIC bars, so yeah. The Apex head tube is a lot more of a simple looking design than the design of the Unfair head tube. They're both extruded. Actually, no. From what I can see, I know the Unfair deck is definitely extruded head tube, but from what I can see, I'm not sure if the Apex head tube is extruded or if it's one piece of aluminium folded around and then welded. I've heard there's actually another piece inside here. I'd have to check with some of the Apex guys or get some of them to confirm with it, or just, you know, one day with someone's old Apex, I'd like to cut it in half and see exactly how this all works. But I know this is a separate piece here, because that's all one front piece, kind of like a TSI. They've got like the blunt plate, the whole T-piece goes in, and then, yeah. Some people probably get mad that I just compared a Apex deck to a TSI, but you know what? Apex is Australian made, TSI is American made. Might be different styles of riding coming from the team riders from the companies, but for the way they make their parts and the high quality parts that they make, similar vibe, so yeah. I'll leave that at that. Got 114 mil. I know that, 4.5 wide for each of these decks. I'm just going to measure from the front of the deck to the back. 525, so 20.5 inches long for the Unfair. 510 mil, so 1 centimeter shorter for the R Menzies. It's that tiny bit smaller than the Unfair deck. The way that Apex measures their length, when they say the Robbie Menzies is 600 long, it's not 600 long compared to what every other company would use as a measurement for the deck. They actually measure from the head tube to the end of the deck. It's not wrong, that's just how they do it. But when you're comparing it to other decks, you measure just the deck piece. The main and most important measurement on a scooter, but it's hard to tell without the forks on there, well, I guess is really the way Apex does it. That's the overall length, because what you could have two decks that are the exact same size deck, but the distance from the front of the deck to the head tube being bigger or smaller will really affect your riding and driving and the overall feel of the scooter. So that's just a little bit of info, but anyway, that's coming soon to our website when we can get around to doing that measurement. I think it's, you would refer to it as the wheelbase measurement. Billy Rainbow, if you're watching. Me and him were talking about wheelbases and how important it really is. The Apex deck is a bit more boxed at the front by the look of it. I'm going to measure the crook space. Okay. 65 mil, easy 70 to 75 mil. So a tiny bit bigger, but it's bigger. At the end of the day, 5 mil really counts when you're talking about locking into those grinds. The bottom of the decks, they're 4.5 on top, but the Apex is not true 4.5 on bottom. The Unfair is 4.5 on the bottom, so that'd be 114 mil, whereas the Apex one is very close, it's 110, so you lose 4 mil, 2 millimeters on each side, the tiniest bit when you're talking about 50/50s and stuff. This does have a rail, just like the Unfair deck has a rail, so 50/50s on circle rails, they're going to help you stay on. The rail here and your wheels, at the front and back, it's going to create like a little cupping lock-in spot there and there for circle rails. Flat rails, it's all the same, you just on it. You've got the Apex brake with the 3 holes in it so it can be pressed down easier. The Unfair deck, standard flex fender with your 2 screws there, and then you got the 8mm nuts on the inside. The nuts are inbuilt into the Apex brake. It can still be a little bit finicky to get it in place and tighten it all up, but definitely easier than the more old school method on the Unfair deck. So that's definitely it's not so awesome that's the way you have to tighten that brake up, but $120, $369. I mean, prices are kind of always changing in the Australian industry. They both have a high tensile axle, inbuilt spacers on the Apex deck, which is a plus. Not inbuilt spacers on the Unfair deck. You've got to hold them in place perfectly. The head tube angle, 82.5 as far as I know. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Apex team riders all ride 82.5 degree head tube angles. If I were to pick one of the two, it'd definitely be the Unfair deck, purely just because I was on Unfair at the time when they created this deck, when we created this deck. Kevin DeMay helped us make this deck and bring it out, and it's really comfortable to me. I made sure of that when I was helping, test it and bring it out. So I would choose that one. What would you choose? I know a lot of people would choose the Apex. It is a lot of money to fork out for a deck, but quality-wise, I don't even have to tell you this will run rings around this deck for quality. Like, this will last so much longer. That about wraps up the compare the pair for the Apex deck versus the Unfair Scooters Boulevard deck. Let me know if I missed anything. Sorry if I did. Oh wait, pretty sure they're both exactly 1.2 kilograms. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you want to see something else from us. If you have any ideas or any cool videos that you want us to make. We're doing it to entertain you guys or to give you the knowledge you need, empower you with the knowledge you need to make the right purchases for your scootering needs. That's what we're about here at Syndicate Street Store, www.syndicatestreetstore.com. Shop online, free shipping Australia-wide, $49 flat rate shipping worldwide. Facebook page, Instagram, might jump back on the Snapchat soon. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.